Why, hello there. So, the next 2 days at one of my high schools are Bunkasai, and Bunkasai is the school's cultural festival. I think Bunkasai is, apart from maybe graduation, the school's biggest event of the year. And so I wanted to make a quick video explaining what a Bunkasai is and sort of what your duties or what you might be expected to do as an ALT or assistant language teacher at Bunkasai. So, let's get started. So, first off, what is Bunkasai? As I mentioned before, Bunkasai is the school's cultural festival, and in senior high schools it takes place in summer, usually right after the summer holiday ends, and it's usually 2 days. So the first day you will go outside the school, and it's usually at an auditorium or a hall somewhere, and there will be amazing performances put on by different classes and different clubs. And then the second day is back at school, and each class will have a food stall usually, and there'll be more performances in the gym and also displays all around the school from different clubs. So, as I've been mentioning, each of your school's clubs will have a performance or a display, and each class will usually have a class display as well. Bunkasai is really, really fun, and I really recommend getting involved in it if you can. I'm not quite sure when Bunkasai takes place for junior high school or elementary school, but I do know that they have them, so just be ready for that. Okay, so that's a basic outline of what a Bunkasai is. Now let's talk about your role as an ALT and what you might be expected to do in preparation for Bunkasai and on the day of Bunkasai. If your school has an English club, you'll most likely be in charge of the English club, like I am, and you'll be expected to make a display or a performance or both for each Bunkasai. This year, my kids wanted to make a beautiful poster all about Australia. Last year, we talked about New Zealand, so this year they wanted to do Australia. So I helped them to organize that and just sort of oversaw the whole process of that. So you'll be expected to do that. Also, if you're part of any other clubs at your school, you'll be expected to either help with the preparation or on the day stop by their performance and help them or join in with the performance. So I'm part of the tea ceremony club at this school. So on the day of Bunkasai at school, I will be going to help serve tea to everyone. So yeah, just be aware that if you've joined any clubs, you might be expected to pop by. Apart from that, I think those are your only duties as an ALT during Bunkasai, but there are, of course, a lot of other things which we'll get into next. So these next things definitely aren't compulsory, but they are things that I've done over the years at Bunkasai that I've found really fun and that I really recommend to you. So on the first day, you don't need to worry too much because you'll automatically be included by going to the hall or the auditorium to watch the performances. On the second day, you'll be back at school, and teachers tend to be pretty busy with their classes and their performances, so it will be very easy to get stuck just sitting in the staff room because you're not sure what to do. Don't do that. Bunkasai is a really fun event, and just get out and get involved as much as possible. So, some suggestions for things that you can do. As I mentioned at the start, there will be more performances in the gym back at school, and these performances tend to be more fun and less formal than the ones on the day before. And some of your kids will be so funny and so talented. So definitely go to the gym and sit down and enjoy that. There'll also be food stalls. Each class will set up a food stall for themselves. So be sure to bring some small change if possible, because all the food will be like 100 to 250 yen. And a lot of the time they don't have change for bigger bills. So just make sure that you have a little bit of small change on you for that, because that's really fun. And all the kids will like call you over and try to make you come to their food stall. So that's always fun. The other thing is that the PTA, the Parent Teacher Association, usually comes to Bunkasai to make like a big meal for everyone. So like last year they made curry, and the year before they made, I've actually forgotten what it was the year before. Sorry. Um, but anyway, the PTA will come to Bunkasai and use the home economics room, the cooking room, to make a big meal for everyone. And you can go and help with that. And that can be really fun because you get to meet the parents, and usually it's the mothers, and they're super nice. They're really interested in you and like what you teach the kids and where you're from and all of that stuff. And it's just a chance to get to know them a little bit. So that's something that I really enjoyed last year. If you do get exhausted from all of the intensity that is Bunkasai, then you can always go back to the staff room and sit down for a bit. But do try and make the most of it, because it'll mean a lot to your kids that you watch their performances and come and visit them at their food stalls and all of that. It's also a great way to get to know your kids' interests, because a lot of the time they won't tell you directly, or you just don't have time to find out because you're teaching them in class. So watching their performances especially can really give you much more of an idea of their personality. And I know I've been just really surprised by some of the performances by my what I thought were shy kids. So yeah, it's a really great chance to get to know a lot more people a lot better, and I really recommend taking that opportunity. So as I said, the next 2 days at my main school are Bunkasai, and I'm going to try to get some footage. I'm not sure how much I'll get, and of course I want to preserve my students' privacy, so I won't be posting anything with faces. But if I can figure out some things to post without their faces in it and without identifying features, then I will absolutely post some footage after this so that you can see what a Bunkasai looks like. But yeah, overall, Bunkasai is a really amazing experience. It can be a little overwhelming your first time, but don't worry about it. It's super fun, super casual, and just enjoy it. Do whatever you want to do. Go and see all the performances. Go and buy all the food. um, yeah, I think that's about it. So enjoy Bunkasai and enjoy, hopefully, the footage that I have for you now.